Oh, guys, I'm very invested in our journey together with World Blood Donor Week next week. It's something that I feel really strongly about, and the guy that we're about to speak to next especially hits close to home for me, because Daniel's made 462 donations and he has a special antibody in his blood that can help unborn babies. So if a mother, for instance, has an A negative blood type, like my sister, for instance, who has A negative, when they fall pregnant and the baby has an O positive blood type, their body actually will start attacking the baby because the blood type it just doesn't like. My sister, unfortunately, had a miscarriage not too long ago, in the last 3 months, and they've just discovered that they'll have to start giving her this particular injection that they make from antibodies, like out of Daniel's blood, to help protect the baby when she does fall pregnant again. So this guy's very special. I called him a walking angel when I spoke to him the other day on the phone. So we're going to have a chat to Daniel and find more about it and the details about this antibody and how it all works. But basically, we want you to, if you can donate, whether it's whole blood or plasma, to get on board. Go to donateblood.com.au, because next week we're trying to get as much as possible. And all you have to do is say you're Team New FM when you go in to donate. And then that way we can get a tally of how much blood we've raised together, Newcastle and the Hunter, and we can save lives, which is really cool.
Hey, that's a great thing. We'll chat to him next.
New FM.
The Novos, Jade, Maddie and Crevo.
Without those life-saving blood product transfusions, I would not be standing here today.
I wouldn't be alive without you today.
Jade, Maddie and Crevo's biggest ever blood drive. Getting as many donations as we can to save lives.
Blood donation has given me life.
Yeah, we're doing this together, Newcastle. If you can donate blood, jump online to donateblood.com.au. Say you were Team New FM when you register. There'll be like a prompt to say if you want to join a team, or just to make things even easier, when you go in to get your make your donation, just say to the nurse or the receptionist, that you're with Team New FM, and then that way we can actually see how much blood we've raised together and how much of that blood has gone to different patients and how many lives we've saved. So it's actually something really cool to be a part of. And if you are donating blood this week, please say you're Team New FM.
Yeah, and it's so important, just even if you've never done it, just because I'm disorganised or whatever, I've never done it, so I'm going to be doing it for the first time on the show when we do it on Wednesday.
Yay!
It's like you just the more people that do it, the better, because we need to save as many lives as possible.
Yeah, and we've heard some incredible stories this week. And like me, I was very naive when I first started donating blood. I just thought it was for, road incidents or, major accidents, when something, super life-threatening like that affects someone. But turns out there's people who need blood transfusions, like cancer patients need blood transfusions all the time for their treatment. So right now, though, we're speaking to a very special man called Daniel Alexander. I call him a walking angel because he has made 462 donations and he has a very special blood type. Good morning, Daniel.
Hi, how you going?
Hello, thank you so much for joining us on the show. So I'd love you to explain the program that you're a part of and what's so unique about your blood.
Okay, so I'm part of the Anti-D program, and the reason that program exists is there's a disease that affects mothers and their unborn babies called rhesus disease, and it basically comes about because mothers can have a different blood type to their babies.
Yeah.
So if there's pregnant mothers who have negative blood and their babies have positive blood, if any of that blood crosses the placenta during pregnancy, then the mother can develop antibodies to the positive blood.
Wow.
And
so their immune system essentially starts attacking the baby. And
so it takes a while for the antibodies to build up. So usually the first child is all right, but then if the mother has a second child, then her body knows how to make the antibodies then, and there's quite a rapid response. And so it can lead to all sorts of blood diseases with the babies, and it can even, in extreme cases, lead to loss of the pregnancy.
And it's really sad because that recently happened to my sister. So when I discovered this, she found out that she'll have to get the antibody from people such as yourself in the future. But it's actually really interesting how they do it. So basically, you go in there and they actually inject a small amount of O positive blood into your body, which actually produces the vaccine, which is really incredible.
Yeah, so about every 6 months. So my blood type is also O negative. And so when I get a transfusion every 6 months of O positive blood cells, my body produces the same antibody that the mothers would produce. But then once a fortnight, I'll go into the donor centre at Broadmeadow and I'll donate my plasma. And from that plasma, they'll extract the same anti-D that causes the issues. That anti-D is then given to the mothers during their pregnancy so that their own bodies don't produce the anti-D. And it's given in such a small amount that it actually suppresses the mother's immune response, and it prevents them from effectively learning the recipe for making anti-D, so they can have one or more children.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel, tell me, how did you first get into donating? Like, what made it happen?
It started pretty young, so I was 16 at the time. I think the youngest age at the moment is 18 years old that you can start donating, but back then it was 16, and you had to have parents' permission. But my parents had always been blood donors since I was really young, and so it just seemed like a normal thing that people did. When you're old enough, you go and give blood. Yeah,
absolutely. A massive amount of donations there. Now, just tell me, Daniel, for those that are listening to this maybe in their cars or at home right now, that are still reserved, because a lot of people, are reserved about giving blood. Can you put their minds at ease? What's the whole process like?
So it's actually a fairly straightforward process. Yeah. So you go in there, you'll have your initial interview, or you fill out a questionnaire first, then you go in and have an interview, and they ask you about your health.
Yeah.
And do a little blood test. It's a finger prick, and they take a little sample of blood to test your iron levels. They'll take your blood pressure, and they'll measure your pulse.
Yeah.
And then if you get the all clear for that, then you're taken into the donor floor and sat on a comfy bunk, a big recliner chair.
They're so comfy.
And they then put the needle in. So there's two different types of donations. So I donate plasma.
Yeah.
And the process of that is they put the needle into your arm, and I won't lie, you can feel it. It's a pinch, but the pain from it goes away pretty rapidly. I don't actually feel it most of the time now because it's all going through scar tissue. But the process is that the blood comes out of your arm, goes into the plasmapheresis machine, and it spins out the heavy red blood cells and collects them in a chamber, and it collects the plasma in a bag, and then the machine turns around and actually sends the red blood cells back into your body.
Wow,
so you're not actually losing your red blood cells.
Yeah, you're a fantastic man. Great example. And, of course, we do appreciate you coming on the show. Incredible sacrifice you make as well every 2 weeks going to Sydney, guys. Thanks for joining us, Daniel. Just some figures as well. One blood donation is needed every 24 seconds. And Australia needs around 31,000 donations every week to meet demand.
Yeah.
So much blood needed, and there's not enough happening at the moment.
Yep. So donateblood.com.au. Team New FM when you head in there.
Absolutely. Switching